Namaskar and welcome to Sansarik Buddha. Yesterday, I got a thought in my mind because normally, whenever we are alone, whenever we are sitting idle, or whenever we are into deep thought, a lot of thoughts come and go, and normally, a lot of thoughts are completely useless, and some of them do not even have any meaning. But some thoughts stuck in your mind and remain there throughout the day, sometime a week, and you think a lot about those particular aspects. So, this one thought came in my mind that why we are in constant search for something, why there is a search. Whenever, wherever we are always in constant search for something. So, and when this search is going to end, because whenever we get something for a certain period of time, we are so happy, we are so in a beautiful zone, a beautiful mind. But after some time, why it happens that things become monotonous, boring, and after some time it doesn't have any meaning left, and we try searching something else. So this constant search, why? The question is why. It doesn't matter what kind of person you are. You may be a person with a broad mindset, you may be with a narrow mindset, you come from village, you come from city, educated, uneducated. No matter what is your background, no matter what kind of mentality you possess, there's always a search. So, after thinking a lot, after trying to read some books, after trying to analyze, I have come to a conclusion that there are three aspects of a personality. Three aspects. Psychologists may have multiple aspects, but just to narrow down and to make it easier to understand, there are three aspects. In my previous videos also I have covered some of them, like we have three dimensions like mind, body, and soul. But here I would like to put in a different way. When I talk about body, so what is a search for a body? What a body searches? Now, there are many things, but two basic things that I have understood. One is food, and the second, that means if commercially also when we think, it is like roti, kapda, and makan. That means food, clothing, and shelter. Now, what is food? Food is that is your basic necessity. Without that, you cannot survive. You will die. So, food is there. When you say house, makan is what? What is family? That means you're going to mate, you will produce babies, and you need a house for that, a shelter. Protection also comes with it. And then clothing. Now, clothing comes with the social obligation. That was not the basic need of the body. But just because we are living in certain environment and some norms are there that we have to follow, because of that we are wearing clothes. But on the contrary, there are many people who are living without clothes also. Like we have seen the Jain Munis, they are living without clothes. They are living without house. That means there is no sex. They are also living with limited resources. And there are Aghori sadhus also, we have seen. So we have examples where people can live without certain things. But that's just bodily then, when we're talking about body. Now there is more than body also, because we are not only a body, because when you talk about these three things, roti, kapda, makan, that means food, clothing, and shelter. Now that also goes with animals. So these are animal instincts. So we are definitely not animals. As far as I'm concerned, I don't consider myself to be an animal. But we have some instincts that because we are predominantly a creature, so we will have certain traits of a creature. So that's why we are behaving like animals. And sometimes some people behave really like animals. So food, clothing, and shelter. I've narrowed down that to food and mating. Now, the next one is your mind. Now, the mind is really a broader sense now. Body is limited because if you cage a person, just provide him food, he will survive easily. When he's out of the cage, with food, he will find a partner, make family, correct? Or he will find a partner for sure. Then clothing comes automatically because I told you it's a social object. So three things. We are confined or restricted to these three things. But when it talks about mind, that's a broader sense. Now here other things come now. Now here we can think about philosophy. Here we can talk about music, art, dance, craft, martial arts. Now all those spectrums that is beyond the capacity of animal, all these things come under our mind. Because we have never seen animals learning arts and craft, learning some kind of music. We have never seen that. And even if they do it, they do out of their instinct, but they're not learning it. So we are somewhere mind, that is, now we are animals and we are mind now. That is, we are more than that. So mind is also there. Now when we talk about mind, that is also acquired. Because when somebody is born, a baby is born, at that time baby doesn't have a mind. So with the experiences, with the conditioning, with the learning environment, the baby develops his or her mind. But the baby has basic needs, that is food, definitely. Without food, the baby will not survive. So when the baby is given food, slowly with learning and observation, the mind develops. And the mind will create other needs. For example, I said about dance, music and all those things. That's by observation, by getting influenced, getting attracted. So all those things happen. But there is one more aspect to a personality. We are in constant search of who we are. We are always in search of that. I'm not saying everyone, some of them have not even reached to that particular question. But if you have reached to this particular video, that means you are somewhere on the track. That means you are searching for your own self. So we are neither this body nor we are the mind, because body is just like animal and we disassociate ourselves with animals. Mind is not I, because that is acquired. So there is one more term, though if you take scientifically, it doesn't have any meaning, but when you talk spiritually, it has a lot of meaning, like the heart. Now heart, if you see from science point of view, it is just an organ to pump the blood, that's it. But if you see metaphorically, if you see it from point of view of spirituality, even for that matter, if you see from the point of view of philosophy, heart means now it has love, it has compassion, it has some kind of empathy for the other individual. So heart teaches you to search something else. Body tells you to search for food, clothing and shelter. Mind tells you to get above food, clothing and shelter and find something that is entertaining, something that keeps you busy, something that will make this body learn some skills, that makes you stand out of the crowd. Again, that is for the world where we are living in. But when it comes to heart, it is something that makes you a unique person, a completely unique person. And then with the heart, you have to reach to a point where you're trying to really search that, am I mind? Am I this body? Am I even this heart, or I'm beyond this? Now there is one more dimension about the heart. About the heart, it comes actually who you are. But is it easy to go there? Definitely not. But there are some examples that people have really searched and then reached to that dimension, like Buddha, Mahavir. So these people have reached to that dimensions, the higher state, the transcendental state they have reached there. But if we are at that stage where we are only concerned about food, clothing, and shelter, we are at the bottom. Then if we are too concerned about art, craft, music, dance, all those areas, we are at the mind level. And if we have crossed that also, and we have come to the heart level where we have compassion, where we are not concerned about the body anymore, we're not concerned about the art and craft, music, dance, getting influencing someone, then we have reached to the heart level. Now here also there is one more dimension, as I said, where knowing yourself, where nothing matters, the nothingness, zero. Now that is the state we are always searching for. So we are always in the constant search because we haven't found out the edge, the last, or the corner, or the zero. We haven't found out. That's why we are always, and we will always be in constant search of that particular thing. So everybody can have their own ways of reaching there. Some people find out the way of like reciting something like mantra. Some people have a habit of reading something, chanting something. So they have found out one way, but have they reached there? Have they reached there? Now the second people are where they try to do something physically. They try, like for example, yoga. People do yoga. Maharshi Patanjali has tried doing that, yoga. From bodily, they try to reach there. Now there are other people who try to reach there through other techniques, like for example, Buddha has tried. Yeah, Buddha has tried to reach that particular dimension, not through body, not through mind, but through a different sense. So that particular fourth dimension, the fourth level, if we are stuck in this kind of environment where we are always in conflict, where we are always coming to the animal instincts, it becomes virtually impossible to reach there, because from the animal instincts to the mind to the heart and then the transcendental state, it's a long journey. And then we have a lot of problems also in our life. We have family, we have distractions, we have kids, we have targets. So that's why we say in today's time, the search has been completely towards a different area. That's why we are always searching aimlessly. We think we are searching for a job. What is the purpose of searching a job? The purpose of searching a job is to get a good salary. What is the purpose of searching for getting a good salary? So that you can make family, or you can feed your family. What is the purpose of making a family? So that you can bring your offsprings in this particular world. What is the purpose of bringing offsprings in this particular world? So that they will keep on searching. So the one generation pass on its information to the next generation, because the last generation was incapable of finding the truth. They were not able to transcend. So they are making ready the next generation. But right now the condition is different. A person who is not successful financially wants to make his son financially strong or daughter financially strong. His incapability is financial incapability. So he's giving his particular offspring the same incapability. The person who is disabled, or suppose he's not physically that strong, he wants his son to be physically strong. His disability has been transformed to his son to make him capable. The one who has a very weak in his mindset, for example, a person who's not able to fulfill his desire of learning music, dance, bodybuilding, martial arts, he wants his son or daughter to do the same thing, because his incompleteness can be only completed when his offspring does it for him. That's also one cause here. The one who is very bad with the heart level, he's very bad. He was always bad, ruthless. That person wants his son to have compassion, because he couldn't do it when he had the power, the energy. So he wants his son or daughter to do the same thing. So his incapability of having a good heart has been given to his son so that he can complete that. But in this particular sense, nobody has even reached to that point where I'm searching for that particular higher sense that goes beyond the heart, and that has been transformed to the next generation so that they can go now to the next level. That's the problem here. So the question of why we are in constant search, that is our inbuilt nature. That's how we are designed. You see animals, you see birds, insects, anything that is living is always in constant search. Even plants for that matter, they're always in constant search of sunlight, of energy. So that will keep on going till the life exists on this particular earth. But what is real search? What is real truth? For that, the search has completely stopped. And even if we are doing it passively. That is one problem. And I give you the reason why it is impossible, why it is so difficult, because of the environment. And detachment is completely out of question. So it went really long today. I was not expecting to make this long video. I just returned from my cycling. And one more advice I want to give, I have also made a short video on that whenever you get time, you go out, do cycling, go for a small walk in the woods, give some time to yourself. And everybody is different. Like you cannot even compare yourself to anyone. And when we are in public, normally we try to compare, we try to impress, we try to get influenced, we try to influence. So all these things keep on going. So whenever we see some great leaders, great personalities, spiritual leaders, they have always learned to isolate themselves from the public. Because when we are in public, there's always rubbing of personalities, the vibes. And sometimes knowingly, unknowingly, a lot of things you take from somebody that is not to be taken. Like for example, if you're going to watch a movie, knowingly, unknowingly, so much garbage is dumped in our mind that is not even needed. So try to choose what you want to take in and try to filter out all those things that is not even required for your well-being. By saying this, I would also say that please be intelligent, be wise, and keep searching the right thing. Thank you so much. And if you like this video, please comment your questions there. I would love to make video on that particular topic that you are asking in the comment section. And if you think that is helpful for you, and if you have come so far, that means definitely you are searching for something that is beyond the body, something that is beyond the mind. And hopefully it goes beyond the heart also. Thank you so much, and have a wonderful day.